himself, he wasn't absolutely at his best and still managed to win one of the biggest titles in the game.
Yeah, well, as we said, I mean, I would certainly be a little bit critical.
Winning in York was important. It's the first major tournament for me to win, and it brought a lot of confidence. Obviously, it was shown on the BBC, and a lot of publicity surrounds the UK Championship. It was nice to follow on where I left off in the World Championship. Last time I played in the Masters, I was only a qualifier, so there was a lot of pressure. It was only like one of the first tournaments I ever qualified for, so it was hard for me. But sort of four years on, I'm at the top of the rankings now, playing well, winning tournaments, and just full of confidence.
Ronnie O'Sullivan, 25, Frank conceded fame and match good trump.
I mean, I learn a lot of a judge, watching him practice. That he does a lot of things right. As a professional, you can watch players and you can just see that the way they get reaction at ball, it's because they're doing certain things. But I do think he's blessed with a very good technique, very flat, very straight through the ball, and not a lot can go wrong with it. So you can learn. He's a good person to learn off.
It's obviously good that he rates me highly. It doesn't mean anything unless you go out and keep winning. And as a lot of people say, you're only as good as your last result. And when you're winning, it's good. But when you start losing, then people start doubting you.
Okay, no doubting him today, of course. 2-2, Stuart Bingham still in with a chance in this opening round match of the BGC Masters, and we'll be back with that one live very shortly. But last night, Mark Williams and Stephen Maguire and all of us had a pretty late night, but about 8 o'clock last evening, it wasn't shaping up like that,
We've missed it.
One. Straightforward double. Oh, well, what has he done?
Well, in it goes.
7 in the first round.
Well, that's sensational. That is a tremendous shot. Well, he played that, and what a brave shot that was. So Steve Maguire, it gets worse. He's 3-0 behind.
Mark Williams soldiers on. It's now 4 frames to 0.
1.
Where's the cue ball gone? Steve Maguire now trails 4-2. Tremendous play. Absolutely tremendous.
11 in the first.
Shot. Pick goes in.
Maguire.
And he's still in this match.
So Steve Maguire is keeping his hopes alive and getting better and better, because he's only 1 frame behind now by 4. That's not the best safety shot. Here's the green to come to his rescue. Stroked it in nicely.
1.
It's there. He's through to the quarter-final. He wins 6 frames to 4.
He's probably favourite to beat me now at 5-4, to be honest. And I probably made one of the best 50 breaks to see out the match at quite a while. I don't really know where they come from, but it's nice to know that when the pressure's right on, I can still scrap a 50 in. I had really good support there. Probably, I don't remember anyone shouting out Stephen's name, to be honest. They all seem to be shouting out my name, which is fantastic for me now. And I'll drive home now, get on Twitter and thank them all for cheering me on, and we'll see you Friday.
And he'll be minding his P's and Q's on Twitter, I'm sure, absolutely. Mark goes through to play either Mark Allen or Neil Robertson in the quarter-final. Now, hold the front page. Snooker players in major fitness drive. I'm doing them a disservice, of course, because we all know that the likes of Ronnie O'Sullivan is mad about running. Peter Ebdon is mad keen about his fitness. Ricky run a marathon. But I bring you news today that Steve Davis and Sean Murphy are amongst those who have signed and are in training for a half marathon in April, and it's not just for the good of their health either.
Girl, look at it. Girl, look at that body. Girl, look at that body. I work out.
I think it's very useful to have some level of fitness, put it this way. I mean, the doctor tell you the thinner the blood is, the faster the decision comes from the brain because it travels through the body. The feeling good factor is very important. If you feel good about yourself, then obviously there's a bit more of a strut to your step, and that can aid to positive thinking, which is the most important part of winning at the highest level.
I'm sexy and I know it.
I don't think you need to be fit to play snooker, but I think it helps, and I think it's probably in all of life. And as the standard gets ever higher within the game, everybody's going to be looking for the edge, and so it could be that extra 1 or 2%. If you're physically fit, your brain's fit, long matches, World Championship, on your feet a long time playing snooker, it can only help.
Coping with the pressure of sports, one of the ways around it, obviously, is being physically fit enough to make a decision under pressure. Do I go for that red in the top corner when it's a 60-40% risk ratio? You know, do I go for the pin or do I play for the middle of the green? These are decisions you have to make in a stressful situation, and a fit body will help. It won't make it easier. It will help you make the better decision under that stress.
I think if you look back at the record, the best players in the world were probably also the fittest. Maybe they didn't know it, they might have been into fitness, you know, specifically, but I think they could keep going for the longest. It's something I wish I'd have got into a long time ago. Where have you been? We're a half an hour late. We're a letter. Come on, we're going down there and then back again. Come on. We're out here this morning, just started our training regime. This is the World Snooker running team in the Sheffield Half Marathon, which is on the 27th of May 2012, and we're running in aid of the Paul Hunter Foundation.
You can just imagine him doing that all the way around Sheffield in a few months. Fantastic effort, and I think the training is going well. Steve, you're not new to this. You've actually done this before, haven't you?
Well, I did it about 14 years ago, and it was tough. And the Sheffield Half Marathon's going to be even tougher. There's a few hills there, but we're looking forward to it. We're looking to get as many snooker players, people involved as possible, and you can actually go to the Paul Hunter Foundation website to get information on how you can either give money or participate as well. And when we saw the legs of Chris Lovell in that actual footage there, how do you feel? That was your first training run. How do you feel?
My legs don't go out very often, Steve, but it's all for a good cause, but I've got cramp.
We're trying to raise as much money as possible for the Paul Hunter Foundation, and the reasons why we want to raise as much money as possible are behind us.
Yeah. Kids off the streets, just exactly as Paul would have wanted to maintain his wishes, which was to enable able-bodied, disadvantaged and disabled youngsters across the UK and Ireland to get free snooker.
Okay, and we have in the week we've got as many kids coming down as possible,
yes.
Getting World Snooker coaches as well, which is fantastic.
Yep. We've got World Snooker coaches on here throughout the week till Sunday evening. If there are any schools out there that would like to bring half a dozen, maybe youngsters across, we'd love to look after them and give them some expert coaching.
During the week as well?
Yes.
Okay, so you can contact the Paul Hunter Foundation for that.
Yep.
What's the Paul Hunter Foundation been doing since the last time we spoke in the UK Championships?
We've been very busy with Lancashire County Council and the Young People's Service. This Preston, in conjunction with the YMCA, will launch a project on Wednesday evening, 6:30 till 8. Dennis Taylor's involved in that in February, and also next week with the Accrington Academy, we're involved with literacy and numeracy. Yourself kicking it off, and then ending up at the Crucible with the youngsters come to Q-Zone to give us an update and to prove that snooker really can improve your English and maths.
Well, we're trying to raise as much money for the Paul Hunter Foundation with this half marathon. It's in about 4 months' time, May the 27th. We're going to set up a Just Giving site as well, but actually to the Paul Hunter Foundation for information and get involved and somehow give some money somewhere down the line. Hazel, over to you.
Thank you, Stevie. And before you ask, no, I'm not available for the massage on the calves. I'll just make that clear right away. Sean Murphy, of course, has already put in his 8 miles, I'm sure, this morning ahead of his match this evening. He is hoping to go a little further this year than ever gone before in distance terms at the Masters. He's only ever made it to the quarter-finals. He's up against Londoner Martin Gould, you may know about this. And Martin is making his debut in the Masters, but not ironically at Ali Pali, because he was here only last month to indulge his other sporting passion, the Arras.
I love me darts. I don't get to play it as much as I would like. I do get to throw the odd few here and there. I'm always with darts, I just love it. The whole atmosphere, the way the crowd reacts and everything. Whenever the darts is on TV, I'll make sure I watch it if I can.
Yes, title, double 10. It's there! It's there! The champion in the 90s.
He's just an awesome sportsman. Like his will to win is phenomenal. He dedicates himself like 8-9 hours a day to this, and it's kind of like, I suppose, Stephen Hendrick.
Double top.
The dedication, the will to win, that's what I like to see in a typical sportsman. Kind of set myself a target for around about 35-40 to knock snooker on the head and put my heart and soul into giving the darts tour a go. Obviously I know I need to put in a lot of practice on my darts game, but because I'm sure it's not too bad, so hopefully it won't take me too long to get on and play against all the big boys on there as well. I don't know if Mr Taylor will still be around when hopefully I'll make it to that ball, but I'd love to just have a game with Phil Taylor just to pit my wits against him. I've had a couple of spankings off Mr Murphy a few times, but I've run him close once or twice, so I know if I can get on my game straight away and put him under a bit of pressure, then who knows. I don't mind if he beats me at snooker because I know I'll smash him at darts.
Tend to be at the front of things, and I wouldn't say I'm a leader of people, but I do like to, probably got a bit of OCD, I like to sort of run things. I was born in the wrong era. I think I would have liked to have been around sort of pre-war, 30s, pinstripe suits, gangsters in New York, that type of era would have suited me down to the ground. I've got to the point now where I think I'll always be just a little bit fat. I'm not really bothered, to tell you the truth. I am trying to lose weight and I'm trying to be healthy, and I'm running the Sheffield Half Marathon with a few of the other lads. I'm at the point now where I'm quite happy with myself. I'm trying to teach myself a bit of piano. I'm learning some languages and trying to fill my time. It takes a second to say please or thank you, and I know you get taught that as a child, but you wouldn't be surprised how many people forget about it, and just to say thanks to somebody. I'm not too good at getting over things when they've gone wrong, which is poor as a snooker player because things are going all the time, and I don't cope with that very well. But I guess I'm a passionate person. I care about it. It's my love, and when it goes wrong, it hurts.
And Sean and Martin, for that matter, will be hoping that it goes right tonight. You'll be able to see highlights of their first round match at 11:20 with us on BB2, or indeed you can watch the whole thing live on the red button from 7 o'clock. And Ken and Steve, I was looking at the stats, the head-to-heads particular match. It's 3-0 to Sean Murphy, most recently, of course, in York at the UK Championship. But Martin Gould's an interesting man, isn't he? He seems to be really finding his stride in the game, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's just broke into the top 16 as well. Yeah, he's a really